Welcome back to the Top Notch Documentaries YouTube channel. In this Israel Keyes video, I'm going to be covering two more military encounters, people that knew Keyes personally. I hope you enjoy. Again, I'm going to be referring to the removed names as blank. Let's begin. Blank stated Keyes had a pickup truck when he was at Fort Lewis. He brought it while he was there. It was a small pickup truck that was like a 1980s model. It was blue. Keyes took care of it while he was there. Blank was sure Keyes had registered the vehicle. Blank said Keyes was helpful to him and was a good guy. Blank stated Keyes was an awesome soldier and he was hard working. Blank described him as a super soldier. However, Keyes just had no empathy. Blank said that Keyes did tell some stories about killing and torturing cats when he was a kid. The guys in the unit used to razz him about that. Blank said Keyes was not a violent guy then at all. Blank recalled an incident where one guy in their unit had punched Keyes in the nose one time. Blank thought the soldier had broken Keyes' nose. However, Keyes did not retaliate. Blank stated that as far as he knew, Keyes did not use drugs when he was in the army. The only woman Keyes dated was a black woman whom he met at a bar. Blank did not remember much about her, other than the woman was more heavy set. Blank had the impression that the woman Keyes was living with in Washington State was the same woman he met in the bar. Keyes lived on post the whole time he was at Fort Lewis. For a period of time closer to his last year at Fort Lewis, Blank lived off post, then moved back on post. Blank said he did not recall Keyes being involved with prostitutes while he was at Fort Lewis. He did not recall Keyes being into pornography. Keyes really did not have many interests, and there was not that much to do at Fort Lewis besides drinking. Keyes worked out a lot. Another soldier by the name of Blank and Keyes worked out quite a bit together. Usually when Blank hung out with Keyes, they would have a few beers in Keyes' room and watch TV. Keyes liked to watch Bill O'Reilly. Blank said the picture that he had in his head of Keyes growing up was like Little House on the Prairie. Blank stated when he last spoke with Keyes, he just asked him if he had kept in contact with any of the other guys. Keyes said he was working on an Indian reservation doing some kind of maintenance work. Blank thought Keyes had mentioned something about Blank, and Blank said he had called Keyes, but he did not recall how he obtained Keyes' phone number, or if it was a cell phone or landline. He only spoke with Keyes that one time. Blank did not think Keyes kept in touch with the other guys in their unit. Blank never had an email address for Keyes. Blank said that Keyes did not talk to him about any of his sexual exploits. However, there was one occasion when they were deployed in Egypt where Keyes became involved with a prostitute. Blank stated they were on R&R in Israel. The bus had dropped them off at a hotel. Blank could not recall how it came about, but they ended up renting a suite on the 6th floor of this hotel. A man by the name of Blank, who was an Israeli guy, had approached them and had said he owned the 6th floor of the building. The 6th floor consisted of all suites. Blank said he, Keyes, and then it slowed to blanked out, was staying in one suite together. Blank was drinking with them and he talked about sending up a girl to the room. The girl was a prostitute. As Blank recalled, the girl went into one of the rooms in the suite with Keyes. They were in the room together for maybe a half hour and then the woman came out of the room. It was like the woman was storming out of the room. She was trying to leave the suite and close the door behind her. Keyes was trying to keep the door open and Blank thought that he was trying to pay the woman. The woman kicked at Keyes and he let go of the door. The woman then left. All of the guys asked Keyes what had happened to make her leave without taking any money. Keyes would not say anything about it and said nothing happened. Keyes never talked about any sexual exploits. Blank said Keyes was raised as a religious person, and he could quote the Bible, but as far as Blank knew, Keyes was an atheist. He did not recall Keyes going to church when they were in the army. Keyes was friendly and shy, and more soft-spoken. Blank thought Keyes had hunted and fished in the past, but he did not remember him doing that while they were stationed at Fort Lewis. Blank did not do these things at Fort Lewis either. Blank did not recall any road trips taken with Keyes. However, they did go into Seattle a few times together. One time they went to a concert at the Key Arena in Seattle. They saw the Stone Temple Pilots and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Blank thought it was his idea to go to the concert. Blank said Keyes had not listened to modern music while he was growing up, so Keyes liked what Blank liked. Blank said he was also a fan of the Minnesota Vikings football team. Keyes was really not a fan of anything before the military, but the two of them watched the Vikings together and Keyes became a Vikings fan. At times they would go out to a sports bar to watch the Viking games. Blank said he went to Seattle with Keyes once or twice. They went there to stay at a hotel, drink in some bars, and then would go back to Fort Lewis. It was more or less just a change of scenery for them. Blank said Keyes was not much for picking up women. He was kind of an awkward dude. Blank said Keyes did not have any tattoos on his body as far as he knew. However, Blank, this is someone else, had burned a pentagram on Keyes' neck while they were in Egypt. Blank said they were all really drunk and he thought it was Keyes' idea to have the pentagram burned onto his body. Blank said he thought someone else had wanted a cross burned on their body, so to go the opposite way, Keyes wanted a pentagram burned on the back of his neck. As Blank recalled, Blank used a pop can for the circle and used a wire for the star. Blank said the pentagram that was burned on Keyes' neck looked bad the next day and for the few following days. The pentagram brand was just the result of being drunk. There was no ritual associated with it. Blank stated Keyes did not talk about his childhood. Aside from torturing and killing cats, Keyes' childhood consisted more of what he didn't do. Blank could not recall if Keyes' parents were Amish before he was born or converted after his birth. Regarding the things Keyes had not done, Blank said he didn't really watch TV or listen to music. Blank could not recall if Keyes said he had attended a public school or if he was homeschooled. Keyes did know how to drive when he came into the military. Keyes had a computer when he was on the base at Fort Lewis. Blank did not recall Keyes going to any pornography sites at all. Blank said although Keyes grew up Amish, once he was in the military he did not believe in God. Blank thought Keyes had some animosity towards the Bible. Keyes thought that the Bible was ridiculous, and he said so. Keyes would debate others who did believe in God. He would take the position against religion. Blank said Keyes was a smart guy who could figure things out. He brought a truck while he was at Fort Lewis, and he could fix the truck when it needed fixing. Blank said he, Blank, was the type of guy who could barely change oil. Blank stated he did not know if Keyes had any fully formed political views. Keyes listened to Bill O'Reilly and thought O'Reilly made sense. Based upon that, Blank concluded that Keyes may have been politically to the right. Blank said the closest person to Keyes in the army was Blank. When everyone else would go out, Keyes and Blank would stay behind. And this is the final encounter. Blank advised that since learning of the nature of the interview, he had researched Israel Keyes on the internet to see what kind of trouble Keyes was in. Blank informed the interviewing agents he and Blank were aware of what people were alleging against Keyes regarding the kidnapping and killing of some people in Vermont. Blank considered himself a close friend of Keyes. Blank had not spoken with Keyes for approximately 8 years. Blank recalled an occasion within the past 8 years when Keyes called late at night and Blank's girlfriend answered the telephone. Keyes was extremely intoxicated and Blank's girlfriend hung up on Keyes. Blank served with Keyes in the United States Army while stationed in Egypt and at Fort Lewis, Washington. Blank and Keyes were on the same infantry squad and lived in the same barracks while serving in the army. Blank and Keyes were very close friends during their service in the army. Blank and Keyes were stationed at Fort Lewis for approximately 3 years. Their squad spent approximately 9 months in Egypt on a multinational peacekeeping mission. Blank advised he had several photographs of himself and Keyes while they served in the army together. While serving in Egypt, Blank and Keyes would frequently cross the border into Israel. Blank did not believe Keyes had any prejudices against anyone of race, religion, nationality, or sexual orientation. While in Egypt, Keyes asked Blank to brand a pentagram on the back of his neck. Blank used a heated coat hanger to brand Keyes' neck. Since Blank could not bend the hanger into a pentagram with straight lines, he used a single straight strand of the hanger and branded Keyes several times to create the pentagram. Blank believed the pentagram was Keyes' way of revolting against his family. Blank recalled an occasion while off duty in Seattle when he and Keyes accidentally went into a gay bar. Once Keyes recognised they were in a gay bar, Keyes wanted to immediately leave and said he hated homosexuals. Blank believed Keyes was heterosexual and had no reason or observations to believe otherwise. Blank believed Keyes was married and had a child. Keyes married and then it's all blanked out, did not know the woman's name, but believed they lived on an Indian reservation together in Washington. Blank believed Keyes may have worked as a forest ranger on the reservation. Blank was unaware of any other relationships or girlfriends that Keyes may have had. Keyes was not the type to date lots of women. To Blank's knowledge, Keyes was not a criminal. Keyes had discussed a few burglaries that he'd committed before he entered the military. Keyes' family became ultra-religious after Keyes joined the military. Blank believed Keyes' family was either an extreme Amish group or part of a religious cult. Keyes' family disowned him for joining the military and having a relationship, name blanked out, with a non-white person. Blank and Keyes had normal army talk about crime and good ways to make money. Keyes had a plan to rob several banks along a rural stretch of highway. Keyes believed he could get away with the bank robberies if he struck at the right time and place. Keyes also talked about his plans to kidnap people and hold them for ransom on a mass scale. Keyes told Blank he would have to ask for a reasonable amount of money that people could actually come up with. Keyes advised Blank that he could never give the kidnapped victims back to their families because they'd be able to recognise him and tie him into the crime. Blank assumed Keyes meant he would have to kill them and or dispose of them when he said he could never give them back. When asked if he was surprised Keyes was arrested for kidnapping and murder, Blank said that he was surprised that he went through with the murders and got caught. He was smarter than that. Keyes was an avid outdoorsman that enjoyed hunting, fishing, backpacking, hiking and camping. Keyes loved the state of Washington and would have done these activities at any forest areas near Fort Lewis. Blank was unaware of any other locations Keyes may have enjoyed his outdoor activities. Keyes loved video games, particularly military games and games of violence such as Call of Duty. Hopefully you enjoyed both of these two military encounters. As always, thanks for watching.